I think it is about time that we see a close air support rework. If you guys are not too familiar playing, ground RB or just playing any game mode that offers anything related to close air support, there's kind of some issues that have been arising for a while now. So the big one for me, and the big one for a lot of players, is that these SAM systems we have in-game at top tier are just a little bit too good. And there's too big of a gap still between what Russia offers on their on their close air support capabilities compared to what something like America offers. For the most part in this video, we're just going to be using America and Russia as comparisons because that's just the easiest way to do it. So, for example, the offering for the American close air support is something like the F-15E Strike Eagle. Then we also have something like the A-10C. And then, as their SAM system, we have the Claws or the NASAMs. And now here's where the issue arises. Russia offers the Su-34, the Su-25 SM-3. And then, on top of all of that, they also have things like the Su-30 SM-2 and the Su-30 SM that have the same exact capabilities that the Su-34 has. And there's just such a big gap there compared to America that, yes, almost every American top-tier aircraft offers guided weapons. The issue is comparing these to the KH-38s is just not necessarily the same. And then on top of that, Russia also has the best SAM systems in the game right now. The new Patriot or the new Pantsir, and then the Buck M2 or M3 system is also just like really, really good. So you kind of have Russia with the best SAM system in the game, the best CAS in the game, the best helicopter in the game, because Gaijin doesn't seem to like American Fire and Forget Jagums, but they do seem to like the Elmer put on the Russian helicopters. So it's kind of like, man, whatever. So Gaijin needs to kind of make it more balanced. And I think the easiest way for them to do that is to just add a new system for the United States. This would make sense. They said that they're wanting to add Patriot. Go ahead and add Patriot and actually make it realistic. Next thing that they need to do, they need to rework how the American Hellfire works. They need to rework how the American Maverick works. They need to refix how the Slam ER works, and they need to put the Slam ER on pretty much every platform. That's just going to start to fix the issues. They need to fix the KH-38s. They need to make them, honestly, probably nerf them a little bit and make them a little bit more realistic. Keep in mind, the KH-38 is like the most argued thing in-game on if it even exists or not, because there's like blurry photos of it. But the fact that we have, 3 versions in-game feels like it's a full-use system. I've never once heard of the KH-38 being used in combat, and I've never once heard of the KH-38 being developed outside of these blurry photos. So it's kind of hard to agree with all of that, so, because that's the only information we have. And on top of this, Gaijin's about to roll out Infantry come this summer. Hopefully this summer. They just finished up the closed beta test 2 for it. And obviously, people are going to want to play CAS against Infantry. What is Gaijin going to do? They're going to let people spawn in a Patriot and a Buck M3 system and say, shoot down everything? That's not going to be fun for players who just want to fly around in a helicopter or fly around in an A-10 or Su-25. Gaijin needs to, 1, probably make manpads really, really good, especially against things like the A-10 and Su-25. They already are going to be pretty decent, but they need to be very readily available. They were in the closed beta test, so that's going to help out a lot. That's the easiest thing to use to counter something like an A-10 or a Frogfoot or low-flying helicopters. They also probably need to make the LAV ad, and I would honestly argue between either the Strela or the OSA for the Soviets or for the Russians as a very readily available SAM system. And then on top of that, for air defense against things like an F-16 or a Su-27, have things like the Patriot and Buck. But make this obviously not something that's going to be able to counter things like the A-10 or Su-25 as easily, because there obviously needs to be layers to this, and Gaijin is yet to really experiment with layered air defense really outside of like air bases, and especially in a game mode where you're going to have so many different styles of players and aircraft. Keep in mind, if Infantry allows you to spawn in whatever, I truly believe you'll have players being in F-15s, have players in the A-10, have players in the Apache, in the Cobra. That's 3 completely different, aircraft in use, and if you have something like a Patriot or something like this Pantsir that's in-game, or even the Buck system we have in War Thunder, or even a new one, it's going to be really hard for players in the A-10, or in the Frogfoot, or in a helicopter to counter this. And I don't want the, Obviously, I don't want the A-10 or C-25 to be able to just kill everything on ground. I want it to actually be a challenge, but I also want them to be able to do something. Right now, it feels like in War Thunder, especially in Ground RB, it really is just the Russian players that are able to CAS successfully because they're the only ones that have a great system. And even if their aircraft aren't being constantly pampered, the issue is they have a SAM system that can counter just about everything that the Americans have to throw at it. And they also have a helicopter that is just, well, pretty much unkillable. I don't understand why Gaijin does not want to add DIRCM for anything American. The Super Hornet carries it. It doesn't have it in-game. Last time I checked, the AH-1 Zulu also carries it. Doesn't have it in-game. It's just very confusing. And even if it does have it in-game, it's not as successful as what the Russian helicopters carry, like the 28, the Mi-28. And on top of this as well, I know darn well Gaijin has thought about adding the Ka-52-2 variant, which I'm not looking forward to. Keep in mind, America still only has the AH-64E that has access to the JAGM, and I don't know why we still haven't seen an upgraded AH-1 Zulu, because the AH-1 Zulu is the most modern attack helicopter. More modern than what the AH-64E is. It's undergone so many upgrades. It's gotten the new AJ-179. It has so many different types of missiles. It's a crazy cool helicopter, and it's barely showcased in War Thunder because they leave it at a BR where it suffers without having Fire and Forget, and it's a helicopter that absolutely needs Fire and Forget, or at least another variant with Fire and Forget. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you guys think it's time that we see a close air support rework? Do you guys think we need to rework how CAS is played in general, how it's added, how it's, how it's challenged by different SAM systems, what sort of, anti-radiation missiles we're going to see in the game, and all this? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys are not already subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you guys hit the like button and subscribe. The channel's on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and I appreciate the support we have, and it helps. Even just one subscriber helps a lot. And if you guys are interested, there is a Discord that's linked down below in the description. We used to have 1,000 members there, and then everyone got banned off in December during a raid. So we're trying to get back to 1,000 members, and I would really appreciate it if you guys, joined and helped out there. Anyways, like I said, hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.